Hi, beautiful Leo. Welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. To any old comers, yes, I cut it off. It's still me. You recognize me, right? For any newcomers, I just cut my hair. It was so long, it was ridiculous. But I finally got to somebody who helped me to get it fixed. Okay, I keep changing whatever I'm saying here, and I probably will change whatever I'm saying here because it's a constant evolution. There's constant ascension, and there's constant awakening. And I just want to say, I won't be, if you listened to me before, you know that probably I would have sort of gone into love now. Like, what does love relationships say right now? And I feel like because I'm moving away from it, I feel like I need to take you guys with me on that journey. Also, I just want to say I start with Leo here today because we're still in Leo season. So until Leo season is over, we're going to move into where are we? Leo and then Virgo. Then we're coming into Virgo season, and so then I will start with Virgo, like as the first one out. So that's why I start with Leo here today again. So yeah, I just want to say that, I will just give you what I feel is the most informational, inspirational, and humorous reading that I can give you. And then you sort of apply it in your own life, whether that is for you, for love, or for whatnot. When I start to talk about love, like lately, I just feel like, okay, love we used in such a distorted way. Like, I love you. No, you don't, because you don't even know what love is. But we have used that as an expression, and it's not like you're, I'm still not used to this whatsoever. I'm learning what to do with it. Yeah, it's just an expression that we have that is not bad to have. You're wanting to come from a very beautiful place, but it's still not the love vibration. So I just want to say, I want to find the best guidance for you that I can find, if that makes any sense, using these cards. So, and I've incorporated, I usually have my usual decks, but I've incorporated the fairy deck here today. For some reason, I wanted to use the fairy deck. But we're going to start as an overall picture here, and then we're going to go into a deeper understanding of it, and then even go into the extension to go even deeper. But you will have enough time throughout this reading to figure out whether this reading is for you or not, whether to come with me to the extension or not. So, Leo, what is going on for Leo for the upcoming time frame, which is somewhere mid-August until somewhere mid-September of 2021? What is going on for Leo in their journey, in their experience? Oh, guys, so much happening. It's just, don't you think? Okay, that was it. Okay, that was it. Recognition and reward, and the waiting game. So, with the recognition and reward, wow. So what I'm seeing here today is that you're elevating, like you're getting higher and higher up. I see these like up and down, up and down, up and down, like in the back here. And then like two pillars just taking off straight up into the air, which then creates this beautiful sun behind you. So it's almost like we have like a full, it's not like you're graduating, you're not leaving Earth, you're not coming to the end of a destination. You like, this is the goal, nothing like that. But there's definitely like there's an up and down in vibration. Like, it's a high vibration, it's a low vibration, it's a high vibration, it's a low vibration. So I think that you probably have been in like what I started saying, put this in whatever situation you feel like this resonates with. And if it doesn't resonate, don't try to force it into anything. It just means that this part of the reading is not for you. So I just want to say, it feels like, okay, so there's been a lot of things that you have been trying to figure out, or there's been a like evolution inside of yourself, where sometimes it feels like it's on a very like high note, and sometimes it's on a very low note, and that you've been somewhere in between. So it's probably been very roller coastery for you, And then I see these two pillars. We're going to go deeper and see exactly what this is about. And then I see these two pillars. It's like they're taking off. It's like two of them and just straight up into the heavens, if you will. And those two like are just coming as a result. It's almost like, okay, enough of this roller coaster, enough of and it comes down to a choice. I feel like it's it's your choosing. One day you feel like you don't want to leave your room, or you don't want to like leave your bed or house and go out there into the world. And the next day is like, I'm gonna build a freaking new universe. You know, I'm gonna take the world by storm. Leo, right? I'm gonna create this. And then the next day again, like, or am I? I'm probably not. I don't want to. I don't want to expose myself. I don't want to be out there. And the next day goes, why don't you look at me? Like, it's just, it has been like very up and down. But what has come out of it so beautifully, and I love the idea of the two pillars because it feels like it's very Libra-like, very, very fair, very balanced, very karmically correct. Like, okay, so now we're just going to bring back all the good in whatever you've sent out is now coming back. And it's almost like you're transcending like into this. I see this sun. I see the sun. I see the like everything that is just like for some reason I want to say light beings. I don't know why, but light beings, like if you were to consider what a light being would be, I would say, okay, so a light being, if I were to look at a light being, they would probably be very see-through. And the sun sort of holds the same energies, like a, stay with me guys. It's like a feeling of, it's a transcending into higher realms, higher wisdom, if you will, or just plain wisdom, I guess. Wisdom, not to be confused with knowledge, or like how, and I was gonna do the, because I'm doing sign language with my oldest boy who's hearing impaired. This is smart, which is fascinating because like you grow your brain. It's not about growing your brain. It's not about being smart. It's about wisdom. It's about experience, life experience itself, right? So it's like you're coming into this very transcendent. It's like we're going from this very low frequency, like up and down, like very tumultuous up and down feeling, the pillars shooting up into the universe or into the heavens with like, okay, equal rights, like karmically correct. I don't want to say justify, but like justice. It's justice here because it's fair. It's balance. Coming into this very transcendent place, like you're just taking everything you learned in this very bumpy up and down road to just sort of transcend yourself into, I don't know, a light being, the sun being very wise. And it's like you're up on this podium. It's like, okay, we've elevated. You're taking a bow. You're understanding what you're understanding. Do you understand? Okay, with the number 3 there, so I love the, there's like a completion over the whole thing. It's a completion. And then the waiting game, I just love how this sort of represents creation. It just represents creation. The roots is like it's the tree of life. The roots is down here and the flower has already, or the tree is already, like it's already in full bloom. There's nothing to create here because the creation itself is already done, right? Like energy, it can never be created or destroyed. It just is, it just exists. Don't ask me to elaborate on that because it still blows my mind every day. But then it's like something with the, okay, so we see the timelines here. So it's like you have walked in these usual timelines before. It looks like, okay, we have those circles there, or the rings, or the understanding before has been like same. And then all of a sudden, Leo, there's a shift. Do you see the, if I don't mess this up because it's mirrored here, so it's quite tough. Tough job that I have here to point out this different ring. Do you see this different ring? It's not a different ring. It's a ring still, but it goes in a different direction. It's like all of a sudden Leo has taken some sort of quantum jump, some sort of leap of faith, some sort of different route, or you just have come to some sort of understanding. You've taken everything you know, and then it's like, okay, and now I'm gonna just. It's like it finally hits you. It's like, that's what it's about. Like it could be like an epiphany or a light bulb moment, or it's a transcendence. It's like, you know, when you hear something over and over again. I can hear something 20 times, and I think every time that I get this. Like, I mean, if you don't know them, Abraham Hicks, they have been second nature to me for such a long time. And I've heard them say something over and over again, and each time I'm just nodding my head like, yeah, get on with it. This part we know. Being very arrogant, thinking that I know it. And then for the 21st time that I hear, or 51st time that I hear it, is like, oh, it's like, it's not just knowledge, it's not just being smart, it's all of a sudden, it sort of integrates. It's like, you just converse it, you transcend it into an understanding, and it's an understanding on every level in your entire being, right? And I feel like there's a transcendence going on here, and it's like, okay, so we're done. So it's like, okay, we have a creation in the middle here. It's already done. You figure that one out, but you still have sort of walked in the same route, the same timeline, the same old, and all of a sudden here, Leo, there's a breaking out. I'm just gonna, and I don't even think that you just sort of sat down one day and said, okay, I'm going to do it differently. That could have happened for some of you guys, but I feel like as a general message here, it's almost like, because there's been a wanting, because you've been wanting to break out of this like lower up and down, all of a sudden it's like it's a tipping point. You know, you work at something long enough and you don't see it fully, you don't see it, and fully you don't understand it, but it has been worked on, and 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 although you just continue and feel like there's not too much of a shift here, all of a sudden you're reaching the tipping point, and it just falls over into like this new place. And so I feel like there's an opening here that is taking place for you. We're taking a different route, people. It's called a waiting game, but I think because of that, the waiting game might be over. So I actually still don't want to use the fairies, so maybe the fairies is for the extension. I don't know. Let's see. So number 2 is also balance. 2 is all about the balance. It's all about the conversation. It's all about the communication with your inner being, with your spirit. Can we clarify this recognition and reward here, please? Why is that here, Leo? Yeah. New beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. Look at that. And it's 10 and 11, and I love it's how it's 10 and 11, because it's like, okay, this first there's everything is made up of ones and zeros, but like we have this understanding of there's like such an understanding of the matrix. Is like one and the zero is like is the matrix, and there's a deeper understanding of it. It's a wheel of fortune, and so it's like the wheel is starting to turn in your favor. There's something you have come full circle in. You come full circle, and you're starting. There's a change in direction here. There's a change in direction. You're transcending what you have been working on. It's a transcendence going on there for you. It's new beginnings, it's end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. And isn't that what we all want at the end of it? It's just pure happiness, joy, love. The wheel, together with strength. It's you, Leo, showing up in your own reading. It's number 11, which is like a double new beginning. We're starting fresh and we're starting new. We're starting, okay, so it's like, okay, so now, okay. Now we have had like, we lived in this one, and this one has now come full circle. And so now we're starting with 1.1. Like we're starting, it's not 1.0, it's 1.1. Like we're starting in the next. He might all look the same. I don't really know how to describe this, but it's like if you look out into the world, it might almost look the same, but it's just a completely different level of understanding. And so we're sort of reached the next level of this. And there you just feel strength. You regain your power. You regain your understanding. You remember who you are. I love the word remember because, and I don't know why, but that word has been with me for a few days now. That it's a remembering. Yes, you remember who you are, but what does the English word remember is like you go back into your community, into your membership, where you're a part of something so great, something greater that we forgot for a bit. But we're going back there now. And there you regain your power, your strength, your understanding, your wisdom. There's a dove flying around with an infinity sign. So for me, it's like, okay, there's peace for eternity. That's what I'm talking about with love and with joy. It's like peace for eternity. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. Just basically sums up everything. Okay, do we still want some clarification there on the, because it feels like it clarified both of them at the same time. But let's see what comes out on the waiting game there. We want to clarify the waiting game. Why is that here for Leo? And I love how it's the strength and grace through kindness. Like it's not strength and power through manipulation or through you know what I mean. Wow. And then we have 7. So we have 10 and 11, and then we have 7 and 8. So it's just the talk of, I always talk about this, like how it's so important with the process that we understand that there's always a process of understanding. Right? I was trying to figure out a way of saying that. Like you don't all of a sudden understand something that you don't. But that's what you do. You all of a sudden understand something that you maybe didn't understand a minute ago. But the understanding that you perceive or receive is like next step, right? Isn't that... You with me? So this waiting game, this choosing a different route, this leveling up, if you will, and come to think about leveling up. I was at the movies for the first time, and hence I was at the movies. So I was out in on the town with my oldest son, and we watched this free guy with, I love him, and I can't remember his name now. Ryan Reynolds. So I know it looks like it's a game. I know it looks like it's the setting is in a television. No, sorry, it's in a video game. But from my perspective and watching this movie, it was like I wish that I would have sat almost at home. I didn't because of the sound and everything. It was just awesome to watch it in the movie theater, and just being back in the movie theater was just so awesome. Anyway, I'd say to not spoil anything. I'd say if you take a look at it, like Ryan Reynolds TV game, TV. Why did I say TV? It's a game, you know. Watch it. It was so good. It plays out on so many levels. Like talking about leveling up there. It's so many levels that it's, you know, it just struck a chord in me that I just wanted to bawl my eyes out. I just loved it. 7 of Raphael. So 7 to me is like some sort of completion of the. It's also like a completion of the understanding. It's like on the 7th day he rested. There's something here that so the chakras here, we worked on the chakras. We have leveled up, something with leveling up, like taking the stairs and just climbing higher and higher, understanding your the chakra system, the energy centers, it's like we're coming into the middle there. So it's very focused here with this card on the solar plexus. So it's a solar energy there again, which for me is the transcendence. It's like we integrate something. We don't just know it and know it and know it. Theoretically, we hear something over and over again, but then we sort of, it infiltrates your being. That's what I'm trying to talk about here. So there's something that you have started to understand in terms of solar plexus, which is your self-worth. It's your understanding of self. It's your self-confidence. It's also the way you manifest things. You probably have come to some sort of understanding of manifestation itself, how to manifest things in the world for yourself and for others. Time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. I just feel with this up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's like understanding that the creation is already made. The creation, energy can never be created or destroyed. The creation is already made. And you've been walking sort of in timelines or in a route or a cycle that has just never really produced the result that you wanted, but it for sure has produced the experience. It has produced the experience that you wanted, and we have come full circle in the experience in So now we branch out. We're going in a different direction that offers happiness, remember, with the Wheel of Fortune. And now we're coming into this, like, make a decision. It's like you look out into the world, and it's like you're deciding which experience do you want to jump on right now. It's like you go within. It's like you're sitting with yourself, and then you're deciding, okay, what is next? What is next? Because you're breaking out here. You're leveling up. You're coming to some sort of decision. And it's also very important to understand here, what I pick up with this is also that there's such an understanding of your worth. Understanding that you're worthy enough just by being here. And then together with the 8 of Gabriel, which is complete freedom. It's infinity sign again. It's eternity. It never ends. It's love. It's joy at its best. And it's like complete freedom. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Everything is about to shift here for you. There's like an understanding, there's a wisdom coming in, there's some sort of integration that allows for you to move sort of into a next level. Is not, okay, so we figured this first one out, come full circle there, and now it's like 1.1. And maybe that sounds like, are you kidding me? It's not even 2.0 anymore. It's 1.1. When you start to figure these things out, when we start to move, well, there's no move really, but when we start to integrate like 4th and 5th dimension, we start to figure out that this whole ordeal is not as bad as it looks and is not as tough as it looks. It's actually as simple can be. And it allows for a lot of freedom, like the feeling of freedom in your life. I'm going to move this into the extension. I hope this made any sense for some of you guys. I just want to say again, because I just realized, because we have 2-3, we started with 2-3, then we had 10-11, and then 7-8. So it's like a next step. It just points out that there's a process, but there's also, okay, time for the next step here. So let's see what the next step is about. Let's go deeper into the message. If you feel like this is your reading, you're so welcome to the extension. What was that? Did the camera pick that up? Was it just a fly, or what was that? Usually I see like white orbs and stuff flying around. It looked really dark. I don't know what that was, and I don't even know if the camera picked it up. It was like something just... Okay, moving into the extension. The link to that is in the description box down below. Just press the little arrow and it comes down there. Just press the blue link and it will take you there. If not, thank you so much for watching and listening, and hope to see you soon, Leo. Bye guys.